Okay guys, so I have discovered this cool new tool that will help us with our next piece of the chapter, 12.5. So we're working with something called line plots. Now if you've never seen a line plot before, I will draw one now. So essentially, excuse that it is not perfect, it has something like this. It looks very similar to a number line. Very similar to a number line. And let's say there are a couple of numbers that we have. See if I can get a text box going. So we have 1/4, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 1/4, 4/4, 1/4, and 3/4. So these are all the numbers that I have in this box, and this box is actually called this is the length of buttons in a box. So these are all in inches. Alright, so these are all in inches. We have the length of buttons in a box, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 2/4, 3/4, 1/4, and so on. And we want to know, how are we going to put these on a number line? These seem pretty difficult to graph. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 0 out of 4 here, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and 4/4. Alright, and I'm going to move these over so that they correspond with the line that they're supposed to be under. Alright, for now I'm going to take a look over here. Do I have any 0/4? And I'm going to use a pen. Whoops, that's not a pen. This is a pen. I'm going to use a pen so that I can cross off the ones that I've already used, because if you're not crossing them off, you're going to have a really, really difficult time counting them accurately. So 0/4, I have no buttons that are 0/4 inches long, because that would mean that the button doesn't exist. So I have nothing over here. What about 1/4? Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 of those. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put an X for each one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry that my X's look a little funky, but that's okay. Now I'm going to try 2/4. I'm up to 2/4. I have 1 and no more. So I'm just going to put 1X because there's only one of them. Now I'm going to do 3/4. I have 1, 2. Okay. And finally, 4/4, or 1 whole inch, right there. There it is. All right. So now we've created this kind of little number line, and we can get a lot of information from this. This line plot can tell us exactly how many are that long, exactly how many are 2/4, 3/4 inches long. Inches long. It can tell us how many are more than a certain inch long. It can tell us how many buttons we measured all together. It can tell us really a lot of things. And you can actually turn this into a tally chart also. So if I had a tally chart right here, and I had 1/4, 2/4, I'm just going to write 2, 3, 4. Excuse that this takes a little while, but it'll be worth it. Alright, and I put it over here. I can tally it up. So I have 4 here. I have 1 here. I have 2 here. And this bottom one, I have 1. Alright, so I just made a complete tally chart also. So, first of all, how many buttons are in this collection? Much easier than just counting these. Let's see how many buttons are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there's 8 buttons total. So I'm going to type that because that'll be easier. Alright. What about, what is the difference in length from the longest button to the shortest button. Well, the longest button is 4 out of 4 inches long. So I'm going to write that. I'm going to do my work in a different color. I have 4 out of 4 is the longest button. And they want to know the difference between the longest and the shortest. Well, the shortest button is right here, is 1/4. And the difference means that we are subtracting. All right, well, 4 minus 1 is 3, and I don't ever do anything to those bottom fractions. I always leave them the same. So 3/4 would be the answer to that question. What is the difference between the longest and shortest? Okay, cool. Well, are there any other questions we can ask? Oh, we can say which number has the most and which one has the least. Well, 1/4 has the most, with 4 buttons, and 0 out of 4 has the least, with no buttons. So we can actually gather a lot of data from using a line plot. And you guys are going to create your own line plot. I am trying to figure out a system of making these. I would like to try it on something like this, but I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to connect it to Google Classroom, because as you can see, you could do a little bit of writing using just your computer or your iPad. So if I do wind up using this platform, I'll let you know. And if not, and I find a different platform to use, I will let you know that also. So I will see you guys later, and I'm going to make a second video on a different line plot so that you guys can kind of see how this works a second time. All right, so I'll see you at the next video.